Madam President, I want to read a few letters from people in Michigan. We have thousands of emails, thousands of letters. It just breaks your heart. And people can't believe what in the world is going on around here. That we are not doing everything conceivable to create jobs. You know, these artificial debates about deficits, and I again, very big issue is deficits. But it's pretty hard for us to be lectured by the people who created the deficits, who are now saying we can't help people who were caught in this economic recession because of deficits. And it's pretty hard to accept that their view, the way they would get us out, which didn't get us out, which made more deficits, that somehow we should go back to that, rather than what has worked in the past, which is putting people to work, having people work so they can pay into the system, they contribute, they buy things, they become part of the economy, and then deficits begin to go away. We begin to come out of the hole. That's what we believe, focusing on people. Kim from Flint says, I'm writing today to beseech you to urge Congress to act quickly to extend federal unemployment benefits. In this unprecedented economy, and especially where I live in Michigan, extra time is much needed to find employment. Many of my family, friends, and neighbors are in the same situation I am. I personally was laid off from what I thought was a stable position back in July, and despite having experience and a BBA, have not been able to find comparable work. Our No Worker Left Behind program in Michigan is out of funding. My college's career services department hasn't been helpful. While I'm trying to keep hope and pursuing job leads and even looking at going back to school for an entirely different field, I fear what will happen to me if these benefits are not extended. I will lose everything. I am indeed writing for my own self-interest, but not only for my own interests. With so many people in the same situation as I am, what will happen to them? Will you have a large segment of your constituent population suffer so, or will you have the economic situation in Michigan worsen as many become unable to even provide the bare necessities for themselves and their families? Or will you act quickly to extend much-needed unemployment benefits? Kim, we're trying to act as quickly as we can. We have been trying to do that, and I know it's no consolation. I mean, it feels so frustrating and empty to talk about, you know, differences between Republicans and Democrats when people are hurting. But the reality is we don't have one Republican right now willing to step forward as one, to step forward and stop this filibuster that's been going on for weeks. And we've been dealing with this now every time we bring up extension. We don't have one. Colleagues that we work with in good faith that, on so many different issues, but not one, have been willing up to this point to step up and to join us based on the larger good. Not the political pressure, not the partisanship, but the larger good of making sure that somebody who's out of work knows that they've got at least the bare minimum. And we are talking about the bare minimum, so they can continue on and not lose their house and be homeless on top of jobless. And then maybe trying to figure out what in the world to do, take care of the kids. We don't have one colleague yet who've been willing to do that, to step up and have the courage to join us in stopping this incredibly irresponsible filibuster that has been going on.